There's some quotes coming out of Gutekunst's press conference, and I think one that I got to see on a tweet from Ari Mirov was fascinating to me. Basically, he said the hiring, GM Brian Gutekunst says bringing Tom Clements back as the QB's coach is an example of how the team is working with Aaron Rodgers on decisions. That's via Ari Mirov of Pro Football Focus at My Sports Update. Now, we are hearing from our sources that LaFleur and Tom Clements met in a cafe in Los Angeles during Super Bowl week. Our wives actually saw them meeting. Mrs. Hawk knows him, saw it happen. So we might have had an inside scoop on this and didn't tell anybody. But him coming back, getting hired, is them working with Aaron Rodgers. Do you see that being like an olive branch? And how hard do you think it is to kind of let the ego and pride aside and change your ways as an organization?
You know, I sent an article to you, and I think it's really relevant in this conversation. Roger Martin used to be the head of business at the University of Toronto School. He was the dean, and he wrote a really good column using Aaron Rodgers as the forefront of the column, basically saying really talented people, they want to be included. They want to feel inclusion. They want to be asked questions. They want to feel like they're part of it. Their compensation package isn't as important as feeling like they're included. I think Brady was the same exact way. And so I think finally it's hit the Packers that inclusion is important to what Aaron Rodgers wants. And you could say, well, Rodgers is just a player. He should just play. Well, no, he's the MVP 2 years in a row, and we better include him in some of the things we want to do, because if he's not going to buy into this, then it's only going to be hard. It's like me saying, I want to draft player Y, and the head coach hates player Y. Well, you know, the head coach is never going to play player Y, and you got to work together. And I think part of that is what Martin wrote in the Harvard Business Review article is basically you have to understand that and change how you deal with talented people during this time period in football and in business.
You love that type of shit, huh? That's like your type of thing, that type of psychology?
It's really, really important. I think it's really important because, the problem is we see the game through our eyes. I grew up in football in the 80s and the 70s. That's a completely different game today. And the players you're dealing with are completely different. And so you better adapt to the players. You better adapt to, you've got this guy who got a huge bonus. You better figure out how to resonate with them, because the way your old methods are no longer the new methods. And I think this is perfect. Rodgers is the perfect example of this.
Well, I hope it all works out. We still don't know what he's going to do, much to the chagrin of everybody that was watching yesterday, I guess.
Going back to what we were talking about earlier, so they hired Tom Clements. What if Aaron doesn't go back to Green Bay and Tom's like, all right, cool, I was just hanging out in L.A. for the last couple of years, enjoying my life. I moved back to Green Bay, and now you're not here. Like, don't you think Tom would be upset?
Yeah, I think. What if
I
Tom?
would assume so.
Yeah, what if Tom just retired?
You know what? Fucking.
I was kidding.
Is that a sign? What if we see that? Hey, Tom Clements has resigned from the Packers. We see that like 2 days from now. No, Aaron's not going.
Oh no, sorry about it.
I didn't put that out there, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, it feels like he's going back no matter what.
We have more. Zito says from Match Diamond. This was the biggest takeaway to me. Rodgers doesn't tell them to hire Clements and then throw deuces out. You wouldn't think. Brian Gutekunst asked about the Packers hiring Tom Clements. At QB coach says it's an example of how Aaron Rodgers has been involved in conversations about things that affect his job. So yes, Rodgers was a part of the decision to hire Clements. I believe Ari Mirov hinted at that earlier, and Schneidman is following up with all of what you just basically said there. That'd be quite an interesting situation. That'd be quite an interesting situation to do, but there's 17 years of shit potentially.
Yeah.
How many years?
17, yeah.
17
This will be
years.
the 18th, I believe.
It's crazy. That and hopefully.
Ty, wait, what did Ty tell him? Ty, you say you're going to nosedive off the roof if he doesn't go back?
Swan dive, potentially. No pressure, though.
Jeez Louise.
Oh, he can't have that on his conscience,
Right.
especially with where he's at, his
hand.
mind space and love and light. Like, he doesn't want that on his head. Like, Ty killed himself.
There's a lot of this to Ty all year.
Yeah.
Ty wouldn't be the only one.
Well, I think that's what Aaron knew whenever he heard that. He said, hey, how about him coming to the realization probably during one of the, one of those situations in the PK situation, where it's like, do you use the bathtub, I guess? Is that what they just had buckets around?
No, yeah, garbage can down there, hold it, and then you just know that like you're going to be butt pissing too, so you can't get too far forward, because otherwise you're going to have quite the cleanup on your hands.
Yeah, I understand. I've had food poisoning before, and, I've had to experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've had to do it once or twice, but I just shower. You go in the shower when you have to. It's mostly been in like hotels when I'm away.
Sure.
But to sign up for that, I assume they have an entire kit and caboodle.
Oh, yeah, definitely.